This video is sponsored by Recharge. Hey guys, Chris here. In this video, we are doing the 10 to 80% charging time and charging speed test in the Mercedes EQC 400 4MATIC. So today, we're going to find out how long time it takes to go from 10 to 80% in this car now in winter time. It's currently minus around 2 degrees Celsius outside, but prior to doing this charging test, we have been on the road for more than 3 hours and driven the car 300 kilometers. We've also charged the car twice, so those things should have generated some heat in the battery. And also, as far as I know, this car does not have preconditioning or preheating of the battery, neither manually or automatically. You know, in other Mercedes, you can go to a destination and then you can choose a charging point as a waypoint, and then the car will preheat the battery. You'll get a icon, a message that the car is preconditioning. I've tried that twice today, and this car does not give any message. I've also looked through the manual. I can't find any information about preconditioning. I also did a Google search. So from what I could find out, doing the research and my experiences with basically all of the Mercedes electric cars, this car does not have preheating. But if I am wrong, please let me know in the comment section down below, and also provide a link with a source that explains all of this, so other people, watching this video and reading the comments can, find that information. So with all of that out of the way, we did this test a few years ago, and the car did 10 to 80% in 38 minutes. I don't know if there has been any updates to this car and the charging curve. I really hope Mercedes have improved that, because 38 minutes is not the best, and other cars have actually improved their charging times with software updates in the past 2 years. But all of that, we're gonna find out in today's video. So let's roll the time lapse. Now, this is the definition of a flat charging curve. I mean, this charging curve is flatter than Denmark or Holland. I mean, if you don't know your geography, those are some of the flattest countries in the world. And this charging curve is like the topography of those countries. I mean, yes, we do have a little bit of a peak at around 20-something%, where we peak at 108 kilowatts. We didn't, reach that 110, but that's probably because the battery wasn't, warm enough, because it is cold outside and winter, and this car doesn't have preheating or preconditioning. But basically from 10 to like 50-60%, we're like at 100. I mean, it's like completely flat, and then once we're like above 60, then it starts to dip slowly, but still at like 80%, we're still charging above 60 kilowatts. So this is like a super flat charging curve, and it almost doesn't matter if you start charging at 10% or at 40 or at 50. But if you want, the fastest charging time possible, I would recommend you guys always to start with a low state to charge, even with this car with a flat charging curve. Before we jump into today's results and I reveal the actual time, I just want to give a huge thanks to today's video sponsor, Recharge, the most awesome charge point operator in the Nordic countries, Norway, Sweden, and Finland. They actually have more than 4,000 charging points across all of these countries, which is just mind-bogglingly insane. And here in Norway, they are actually the largest charge point operator. So again, a special thanks to them, because if it wasn't for Recharge sponsoring a lot of the videos here on the channel, like this charging test, the 120 kilometers an hour range test, and also the long trip test, all of this would be so much harder for me, because I would have to pay much more out of pocket, and it would be so expensive for me to make all of these videos. Just imagine when I have a test car like this for a week, I'm driving like 1,500, 2,000, even 3,000 kilometers only basically fast charging. Just imagine what that costs every week and every month. So I just want to give a huge special thanks to Recharge for sponsoring all of these videos. I really do appreciate it. And also, if you do want to support the channel, go to the link down below and just find out where your closest Recharge charger is. And the next time you're going to do fast charging on the road or close to where you live, just consider going to a Recharge charging station. Now for the results. So this EQC 400 4MATIC, now in winter, -1.5 degrees, 2 degrees Celsius outside, with driving the car 3 hours prior to the actual charging test, and also doing 2 charging sessions before that, generating heat in the battery. Again, no preheating, no preconditioning from what I could find out in this car through navigation system or manually or anything in the manual. This car spent 40 minutes, so 40 minutes and 0 seconds to go from 10 to 80%, which is actually slower when I did this test in the summer of 2021. But that time I did the test, it was like 21, 23 degrees outside. Now it is cold. So considering that and what this car should be capable of, it's not too bad. Everything relative, and I really do like that this car has a flat charging curve. But as you can see from the chart here, this isn't the strongest car to go on a long trip with, because that charging is quite slow. And also, when I did this test almost 2 years ago, I was talking about an update coming to this car. Either that was rumored or I was just hoping for it. I really don't remember. So let me know if you own an EQC, and if you own one since like they came out in 2020 or 2021. Let me know, have there been any rumors about updates? Have Mercedes held back updates? Have they been talking about doing an update? Because in reality, this battery pack being 80 kilowatt hours net and something like 84 or 85 kilowatt hours gross should without a problem be able to charge at 2C much faster than it does now. You know, 2C is about, you take the battery pack size, you multiply it by 2, the C rating. This should without a problem be able to do like 150 kilowatts, like at least to 50, 60% without breaking a sweat. So it's really strange and peculiar to me that Mercedes haven't updated this car, being on the market for, you know, so many years already. Usually when Tesla push out a new car, a new battery pack, they want to test it like in the market, and then they slowly unlock more speed. And we've seen this like Polestar, Volkswagen, Audi, Volvo, all of these cars in the past few years like had mediocre charging speed and charging times, and those times have improved in the past few years. But this car, strangely, still sits at that same time, or now in winter, even worse. So introduce preconditioning, Mercedes, first off, and then just give us a little better charging speed, because if they could get this time down to like 30 minutes, it would be so much more competitive. But at 40 minutes in 2023, I don't think that is good enough. I don't think that is good enough. So guys, let me know what you think down below. And I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up down below. And for more car content, as always, please subscribe. See you guys there, and goodbye.